Hey y'all, Snapfreeze here, back at it again with another ass video. Today's topic will be the Tau Empire from Warhammer 40k going up against the Illuminate from Helldivers. Now, I have updated my list now that it's way better for just like Empire versus Empire scenarios, so that's pretty neat. The first category up is military power, the overall size and strength of the armed forces. Now, I have calculated like the size of the Tau population to be about 150 billion. Now, using the Helldivers 2 companion app, I got about 56 billion for the Illuminate. Clear advantage for the Tau, and like even then, a majority of the Illuminate population is voteless, aka super Earth civilians, not like the actual Illuminate uh, overseers, or I guess the Squith, as they're called in lore. Now, the most important factor of this war, the fleet strength, the number, scale, and the quality of naval forces. And this is where I believe it becomes clear who's gonna like ball stomp in this war. Judging by the game Battlefleet Gothic Armada, the average Tau planet maybe has 12 ships defending it. Now this is spread across they're roughly 280 planets, so this accounts to 3,360 ships. And I know what you're thinking. Oh yeah, the Great Host, it had like millions of ships, like 15 million. So this is just a clear stop for the Illuminate. No. In many dispatches and just the game itself, I see no evidence suggesting that the overships can attack and like show, don't tell. Like we've been shown automaton ships fighting, we've been shown super destroyers fighting, but we don't see the overships fighting. And this is why I believe the majority of the Illuminate fleet just doesn't fight. What I do believe the Illuminate uses to fight are stuff like stingrays and the Leviathans. And here is where the Tau start to come away with it. Already into the video, just 2 minutes in. The Tau strategy for fighting, like they flunked pirate ship tactics. They fire like dozens of missiles at you from thousands of miles away, much like modern day, like America does. And this is where I believe the Tau start to like absolutely kick the shit out of the Illuminate because they're just gonna like fire thousands of missiles from thousands of miles away and just decimate the Illuminate fleet. And this is gonna be we're just gonna combine this with this next at super weapons, as during the battle for Super Earth utilized like malware from Fort Union that they used to wipe out 5% of the Great Host. There is nothing preventing the Tau, the famous AI faction, from using just a massive virus to wipe out any like Illuminate fleet that attacks any of their seps or just planets in general. The Tau don't like losing. They don't like losing wars. They don't like losing civilians, and they don't like just casualties in general. They are gonna use like super weapons wherever they can, and they don't do this already. It's because like Warhammer is kind of engineered to like not have a one size fits all counter for everyone. Because like the Imperium, they don't use computers; they use servitors. Chaos couldn't care less. Same with the Tyranids and Orcs and Necrons. It's like but not the Illuminate. This would shred their fleets in like any size, any capability. This goes to the Tau. Now, let's continue with super weapons. The Illuminate's main super weapon, they don't appear to have one, but they do appear to be able to glass planets like Mars and the three other ones. What are they named? I don't think anyone remembers. Tau super weapons, they don't appear to have that much in space. On the ground, oh boy. The KX-139 Talnar Supremacy Armor, built to take on Knights and Titans. I would love to see the Illuminate try to take that down with anything less than an orbital strike. It is going to be hilarious. if the Illuminate managed to land. Point Tau, 3-0. Technology level. Now, both these sides appear to be relatively peaceful, as instead of building cool stuff, they built stupid shit like the cure for cancer, whatever the hell that means. But when it comes to war, there's a strict difference. The Illuminate built like plasma lances that don't really do anything, can't really kill me in one hit, and they're pretty inaccurate, compared to the Tau, who built pretty accurate, pretty good las guns, and at the aforementioned mechs. Like an Imperial las gun can like can like knock off your limbs and punch through concrete at its best, and Tau las guns are better. They aren't like more powerful, but they are way more consistent. They're just way better than like average stuff. The Tau is better than the Imperium, but like the best stuff, the Imperium is way better. And the Illuminate technology, just in general, isn't all too good. Moving on to production, the Tau production and just Tau society in general is just streamlined, perfectly efficient. As the Tau, like during the Damocles Crusade, the Tau city of Daleth, or just the Sept, it was perfectly calm, like all things considered, unless like the city was literally on fire. Everything was going like according to plan. Everything was nice and orderly, unless like the specific sector was being attacked. And Illuminate society, we don't know much about it specifically after the First Galactic War, but like their production seems to be just like growing biomechanical stuff beyond Meridia, and that doesn't seem to be all too good. As like 100 years, they built something that got wiped out in less than 2 weeks. They have been like at most 20 days compared to the Tau have been at this for thousands of years. But next up is the economy. I have no clue, and I don't think it really matters. Imagine if just the Galactic War ends because the automatons ran out of money, or the Illuminate ran out of money. Not exactly an important stat. Plus, the Tau also don't really care about money. Population 56 billion compared to 150 billion. Like, even if we're extremely generous, let's say for every loss the Illuminate take, they replaced it with 4. That is 224 billion people. And but still, most a vast majority are just mind controlled dickheads who would get blown apart by a Tau lasgun. Like population for the it's just an overall advantage for the Tau. Their civilians are smarter, more equipped, and just better than any voteless ever could be. The logistics of in Helldivers are pretty hard because it's like, oh, their fleets are massive. They must have good logistics. Yeah, sure, but like on the ground, the Illuminate logistics just be like send a horde of voteless at the enemy, try not to die, while as for the aforementioned Tau, were able to keep an entire megacity in line as it was being bombarded by space marines. Like logistics, just leadership, strategy, and doctrine, just all one big like point for the Tau. Like in leadership, because of how Helldivers is like written, there's no named characters aside from General Brash and I guess Joel, the game master. But like two named characters, it's just an overall advantage because of how Warhammer is written. Like the Illuminate, they don't have any named characters to my knowledge, compared to the Tau, who have geniuses like Shadow Sun, Farsight, and Pure Tide. Leadership goes to the Tau, and just whatever semblance of Illuminate leadership just appears to be a mind control chip that whatever they do to the voteless. Next up, intelligence and espionage. I guess the Illuminate hacked the DSS maybe once. I mean, that is impressive, but like that's only one ship compared to like the 12 that they might get attacked with. And a Tau super virus wiping out entire fleets is way better than disabling one ship. In internal stability, this doesn't really matter because, well, the Tau seem to be perfectly stable with the ethereal mind control. There was like a one gene stealer outbreak that was contained potentially because the tower kind of like Super Earth propaganda and stuff, and just the Illuminate, like the vote list, don't seem to rebel unless they're literally dying. Like if you blow one's head off, it'll like salute Super Earth. It's like rebellions in both sides don't really matter as they are so extremely rare and just get put down instantly for two different reasons. Political influence, this does not matter because what are both sides going to do? Call the Imperium? The Imperium doesn't care. Super Earth won't care. No one would care because, like, why would you send like any force to help your enemies when you can just allow them to kill each other? Now, these special abilities, this doesn't really matter all too much as neither side has any like special abilities, I guess. The Tau could maybe have like a handful of psychers from humans, and I guess like that polar bear race is somewhat psychic as well as the crew sometimes. But, like this isn't really that important of a stat for both because they don't have any. 15 defensive infrastructure. The Illuminate have not been shown to have any defensive infrastructure, and if they did, surely like show not tell. Surely we could see like some blue lasers flying by or ships on Illuminate planets compared to the Tau, who have been stated to have like orbital defense stations. And this is just an overall point for the Tau, just a free point. Next up, adaptability. The Illuminate had 142 years to adapt to Super Earth tactics. What did they do? I have no clue, because there is just no difference between Helldivers 1 and like Helldivers 2 Illuminate, other than like the unit types. It appears to just be like human wave tactics while protecting the important people, which don't really work because you can just shoot the important people. Compared to Tau, who like actually innovated, they switched from infantry doctrines to anti-tank doctrines to counter Space Marines. They developed a nanovirus to wipe out a Tyranid Hive fleet, which would work wonders on the mostly biomechanical Illuminate fleets. And so just adaptability, it's just a free point, as the Tau are famous for adapting, much like the Tyranids. Mobility, so I had to do math, I know, boo, but the AL-38 slipstream engine, which is what the Tau uses, appears to operate at 91 light years per day, compared to the Alcubierre drive, which I assume all factions and Helldivers use, is like it can travel at like 1,200 light years in 4.3 seconds. It is an obvious advantage for the squids, but it doesn't really matter because this would be a majority like defense war for the Tau, as the Illuminate gained their foothold in the galaxy through invading Super Earth territory. And with like the stuff I brought up previously, that's not gonna happen. They can't really like take Tau space except like maybe some underdefended colonies on the fringe of their territory. And there's like not really anything they could do that would allow them to exploit their mobility other than like maybe surprise attacks, like what they did with the DSS. Now for morale, again, easy point for the Tau. Actually, again, it's also kind of a tie because like Tau society appears to be perfectly engineered, not that much panicking compared to the Illuminate, who can't have rebellion because of mind control. And now for the last stat of war experience, just who's been doing it longer. Now, as I mentioned, the Illuminate, despite being potentially much older than the Tau, they just don't do war. Because, they do lame shit like making the cure for cancer. Now, the Tau also did this, but like, they've been fighting wars longer. They fought the Orcs at Peck, the, like, Kroot homeworld, And they've also been fighting the Imperium, Orcs, Gene Stealers for just hundreds of years longer than the Galactic Wars, which has only been going on for 42 total years across 142 years of like the Helldivers timeline. And just the Tau, they do war better, they have more people, or they have better people, and they have better infrastructure. They've been doing it longer. Overall, it's just a massive ball stomping for the squids. Like, I almost feel bad for doing this. They're just gonna get hit so obscenely hard that I just don't see them winning. Like, I'm sorry, squids. I love you. I know a bunch of people hate you, but I do truly love the Illuminate. But I also love the town. I have a few kids, and it's just gonna be a complete ass kicking. Like, I'm sorry, squids. I really am. But you can't beat the Tau. You're getting curb stomped.